Resilience, perseverance, hope. These are the markers on the journey to freedom that each refugee and immigrant travels as they begin new lives here in DuPage and Kane counties. In 1979, Vietnamese boat people began arriving to American soil, taking their first steps in search of a new life of freedom. It was the church that opened its arms and hearts to this first group, creating the foundation for World Relief's growing ministry to refugees and immigrants. Over the past decades, refugees from Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America have joined others in building their new lives here. And as they do, another chapter in the story of the church at work is written. World Relief's church-centered refugee ministry has since helped more than 200,000 victims of war and persecution start new lives throughout North America. Refugee populations transitioned from Southeast Asia to Eastern Europe in the 90s. The conflict in Kosovo, Bosnia, and the former Soviet Union grabbed the world's attention. Towards the end of the 90s and into the new century, the spotlight turned to Africa. Devastation in Ethiopia and Eritrea led Zumuli and his family to resettle in Aurora, Illinois.
It was in 1998 between Eritrea and Ethiopia, with the conflict or the war, the very worst war. So I was the war prisoner from 1998 until 2001. Then in 2001 they released us, so most of the people or the war prisoners, they back to their country or to Eritrea. But I don't like to back because I know what will happen to me if I back. Then I came to United States in November 2005. So, but the bad thing is my family was back at home, so I really miss them. So, and when we come here, the World Relief is working for me and for my family a very good job. So I really appreciate World Relief, all the members. They, or I couldn't find words for them, but I really appreciate them. So you have to pray, you have to believe, you have to trust in God. So God is God of miracles. So we met or we were reunion after 10 years. This is amazing, or I really appreciate to help people me to reunion this family.
Today, the most diverse group of refugees in resettlement history is making its way to our doorstep. Thousands of Iraqis are currently being evacuated from the midst of a war-torn country. Because of this, many are war widows, victims of torture and kidnap, and witnesses to atrocities most of us will never understand. The U.S. expects to resettle 17,000 this year alone. To the southeast of Iraq is a small Himalayan country called Bhutan. In the 1980s, under the guise of unification, the king enacted policies which led to imprisonment, rape, and disenfranchisement for anyone who was not willing to conform. Over 108,000 people were forced to flee. And to the south of Bhutan is the closed country of Burma, also known as Myanmar.
Hello, my name is Tom, and actually my full name is Tom Pulmong, and I'm from Burma, and I'm from Chin ethnic groups. I was the national youth leader in our country. And then it is our activities to publish newly weekly newspaper, and I was the chief editor there. And we used to include every article that is against the current government, so we include everything. And then one day the government found out that we fight against them and we speak up freedoms against them. So when the governments know about that, so they chase all the leaders, not only myself, all my community member. So that's why I have to leave my country. Yeah, suppose if I didn't leave my country because of my well-founded fear. So I know that I will be in jail, without food, without water. So it will be a very tough times in our country. Anyway, I believe that everything happening in my life is the will of God, and God have a purpose. And so, yeah, big difference is that in this country I have to start life again from zero, and from zero to I have to try 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 and 3. So that's the difference. So, yeah, the first time I was helped by World Relief, DuPage, and so first everything they taken care of all my stuff, my social security and job, everything. And first time I don't know they impact a lot in my life, but later I know that their help maybe for them it seems like little things, but for me it is a life changing, making a difference in my life.
World Relief desires that each family would be surrounded by a loving and supporting community. Though refugees come with many material needs, the goal is to foster long-term, genuine relationship between refugee families and community members. The restoration of dignity and empowerment of families is the only way that true and lasting transformation can occur. Father, thank you for being a God that hears the cry of the oppressed and for placing your hand on them, giving grace and strength for their difficult journeys. Resettlement is hard, but we cling to the hope that new life is just around the corner for these families who've endured so much. The beautiful story of your church at work continues as refugee communities form churches in their own heart languages. We're grateful that these ethnic churches are rising up as leaders in the American church, bringing a sense of community we've long forgotten and deepening our understanding for your heart for reconciliation. We pray your blessing on those who have already made a home here. We pray for protection and strength for those who right now are on their journey to freedom. And God, we pray for peace for those still living in uncertainty. May you find us faithful to your call to plead the cause of the needy, to look after the widow and the orphan, to treat the foreign-born as one of our own. And God, may we be mightily changed in the process.